So before this video gets started, if you're interested in signing up to be an Uber or a Lyft driver and you want to get a sign-on bonus or guarantee of up to $1,000, use the link in the description below. And if you already did sign up for Uber or Lyft and you forgot to use a referral code, then you can retroactively apply. There's a way to retroactively apply your my referral code to your account so you can still get your bonus. Check the links and the instructions in the description below. Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for coming by. Sorry about that. So today's video is a long overdue video. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. I've thrown this out in a couple of my videos and there's a lot of controversy, I guess. People have their points of view. I'm not saying if you get a loan on your car, then you're wrong. I'm just telling you my personal beliefs and I'm just sharing with you. I know I don't think that I'm right. I just think that I'm right for myself. And I wanted to share with you my thoughts. So I'm not telling you that you're wrong or that any person's financial philosophy is wrong, but what I personally believe about Uber and Lyft is that I think that it's a bad idea to get a car loan to go into debt to buy a car to drive for Uber and Lyft. I'm gonna share with you a quick story, give you a little bit of background, and then I'm gonna go into why I think it's a bad idea. I'm gonna pull up some numbers because I know a lot of you guys do really like looking at numbers and the math behind it and why I think that. And then there's so much involved with this. I could literally make this video an hour long, probably longer, but I'm just gonna make this video probably around 10 minutes or so. So just, you know, be patient with me as I try to get through everything. And if I miss anything at all, leave your comments down below what you think. I'm gonna leave a link to a guy. He's super popular and he believes getting out of debt is the best way to get to build wealth. He believes that he has 7 steps. He's called Dave Ramsey. 7 steps. He actually really supports people who drive for Uber to make extra money. But I started listening to him and he changed my whole opinion and financial philosophy on this, and I'm just gonna share with you. He's actually one of the reasons why I started driving for Uber and Lyft in the first place. So yeah, let's get started in today's video. So, wow, there is so much. I honestly don't know where to start. I'll just start by telling you a little bit of background on why I started driving, how that led me to this, and then why I think it's a bad idea to get a lease, or not a lease, to go into debt to get a car loan to drive for Uber and Lyft. So, rewind about 2 years or so. You know, I'm 22, 21 years old, spending a bunch of money, and, you know, going out, you know, I just turned 21, I'm feeling happy, you know, I'm going out to the bars, to the clubs, spending money. I was going to acting school, acting classes, I was in a couple of TV shows, and, you know, I had an agent, manager, paying for all these things like headshots, demo reels, classes, traveling, living, going out, partying a lot, you know, I was spending a lot of money. And I think at one point I was trying to negotiate, I was trying to ask for a raise in my credit limit because I had already reached like $3,000 and I was running out of money because I had no money like savings. I was just doing credit, like building up my credit card debt. And I remember I went in, or it asked me on my phone like, oh, you're out of money on your credit card, like, do you want to request an increase? And I remember I clicked yes, and I typed in like an extra 2,000 bucks, and then they denied me, and I was like, shoot, this whole credit card thing's not gonna work for me. And so I started listening to this guy named Dave Ramsey. Let me just show you guys really quick. If you guys want to join me in, you know, no debt, then let's do this together because I know it is hard and I will be your accountability partner. you guys are always free to text me or shoot me an email, and we can do this together, because yeah, and we can also talk about it more personal if you want, about why I think this is the best way to, oh sorry, my hip cracked. Why I think this is the best way to, I don't know, my Wi-Fi is like not working right now. It's so annoying. But anyway, so I started listening to this guy named Dave Ramsey, and maybe I'll put up a little picture of his face here. And his whole thing is, step number 1 is save $1,000. Step number 2, baby step number 2 is get rid of all of your debts. Start from your smallest debt to your largest debt. No matter what the interest rate are, just get rid of your tiniest debt. Even if you have a bigger debt, it's called the snowball effect. So it's like, get rid of your smallest credit card, then your next smallest, or whatever it might be. You know, the most common debts are credit card, loans, or credit card debt, student loans, car loans, and then like medical bills. Those are like 4 the most common ones. Yeah, so this is him, Dave Ramsey. He has this thing. I'm gonna leave the link to this in the description if this thing does load. Yeah, he's good. So what I started doing was I listened to his podcast. So if you go into the podcast app and type in Dave Ramsey, you can start listening to him, and that's what I did. I learned everything. I never bought any of his books or anything, even those books are only like, I don't know, like $10 or something. But yeah, it's called Dave Ramsey. Like, you can even watch these on YouTube too. But yeah, so basically, sorry, I need to finish up this video. So yeah, and then it's pay off all your debts, and then it's like save like a emergency fund of like, what is it? I think it's like $5,000 or $10,000. Oh no, 6 months expenses after you pay off all your debts. Then on top of your 6 months expenses, then save enough money for like a 15% down payment on your house. Then buy a house. And then at that point, you know, you have no payments, you know, you have no credit card payments or any debt payments. So you're just saving, like, basically I can talk about this forever, but the reason I don't think it's smart to go into, oh yeah, so basically I started listening to him, and then I started driving for Lyft and Uber to pay off those credit cards I was talking about. Like $5,000 in credit card debt. I just bought a car on a loan, on a loan for another $5,000, so that's $10,000 there. Student loans, normal stuff. So what I did was I was working at my job. I worked at a school, and I worked at Nike, and then I ended up quitting Nike and then just doing the school and Lyft and Uber, because that worked out better for my schedule. But yeah, I drove a lot. Like, I would drive and just, that was my why. Like, I know a lot of you guys talk about like the reason you drive. For me, it was like pay out the credit cards as fast as I could. So like, I was so motivated when I first started. Like, now I'm kind of at a better position because I don't own any credit cards anymore. I don't have a car payment or anything. So I'm doing a little bit better. But like back then, I was like, literally had like $4 in my bank account, and then I was just throwing all of my money at the credit cards, which is kind of a bad idea. You want to save up at least $1,000. It's called an emergency fund, and then pay off your credit cards. So at least you have $1,000 just in case anything happens. But I was like, $4, like everything else was going to my credit card. And I remember one time I went to the DMV and I had to pay my insurance or my registration or something. Or like, I don't know what it was. I had to pay, I remember going, I don't remember what it was, but it costed $12. And the DMV only takes cash. They don't run anything on credit. So or like, you know, it needs to be debit from a bank account, like cash. And I remember thinking like, shoot, I only have like $6 in my account. So what I did was I went and drove, I did like I think I just needed to do one or two rides on Lyft. And then I went back to the DMV to get my like whatever it costed, because I literally didn't have that much money. That's how bad I was doing. And so now that I cut up my credit cards, closed my accounts, paid off my car, and now I have like some student loans that I'm still working on. which is fine, you know, I will get through them. But now I will never ever buy another credit card, or not buy, I'll never open up another credit card account. I will never go into debt to buy a car. The reason being is because when you get a car, cars depreciate like 9% every year, just regularly. It's not an investment, it's depreciating. You want your money to be in things that are appreciating, like real estate. So you want to transition all your money, because like in credit cards, you're paying interest. A lot of these credit card companies, they get you there like, oh yeah, 0% APR for the first year, and then you're like, okay, cool, you know, I'm not paying any interest. Then after that first year, it's like 29% or something like crazy. Some of these are ridiculous, so you're paying all this interest. That's how these credit card companies get so rich. So what you want to do is you want to minimize all of your money that are in, you know, accounts that are depreciating, like credit cards, debt, anything with interest, any car loans, and then you want to put it into like a savings account, or like, you know, save up to buy a house. And so for me, when I will never get another loan on a car, because it's just wasting money. And for Uber and Lyft especially, you want to buy a car. If you already have a car, then use that. If you already have a car loan, try to pay your car loan off as fast as you can, and use that car until you know, until it doesn't work anymore. You know, you don't need to go out and buy a $30,000 car for Uber and Lyft. I bought my car for $5,000 for a car. Here, I'll show you guys, because a lot of you guys don't believe me. A lot of you guys are saying, oh, you can't buy a car for cheap for Uber and Lyft. You know, you need a $20,000 car. Guys, my Wi-Fi is like really slow today. Maybe I have one on my phone. Yeah, I bought a car, 2011 Ford Escape, for $5,000. It had 100,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's not the nicest car in the world, but like that thing did pretty well. Yeah, here it is. This is my car that I bought. I don't know if you can see, if it focuses. That's the car I bought. And yeah, I didn't just go to a dealership and then buy like the cheapest car. I waited for like weeks and weeks, maybe a couple months. I was shopping around. I asked all my neighbors, I asked my family, friends, I asked everyone, hey, do you know anyone selling a car? And I would go on Craigslist all the time, Facebook Marketplace, just checking the market, checking the cars. What can I get this car? What kind of car can I get for cheap? You want to get a car that's like 5 grand, 10 grand, even less if you don't have that much money and you want to pay for it in cash. So if you don't have a bunch of cash, get a job, start saving, save up $1,000 or $2,000 and buy a car in cash for 2 grand. Then save the money that you would be paying in car payments, pay yourself that money, then save up. Then, because the car's already so depreciated, you can sell that $2,000 car for pretty much, you know, drive on it with Uber and Lyft, then resell that car. It's probably not going to depreciate at all, so you can probably still get $2,000 out of it. Then all the money that you saved, now buy a $5,000 car. You can literally, I mean, this car is going to last another 5 years or so, and it's a $5,000 car. Like, people don't understand. Like, this is the car, that's a $5,000 car. You don't need to spend 20, 30 grand on a car. Sorry, I wanted to keep this video pretty short, but that's kind of my story on why I started and how I started getting into this like no debt thing. I talk about this with my friends. Literally, I argue with my friends so much about it, so I know a lot of you guys are gonna hop down there and be like, oh, you know, you need credit. Your credit score matters. You know, you can't function in life without a credit score or without good credit. That's why you need a credit card. Listen, you don't. You don't need a credit score. That is a myth. You can do anything you want without a credit score. You can buy a car in cash. You don't need a credit score to buy a car in cash. And you don't need to go into debt. You don't need to open up a credit card. You can do it. I do everything in cash now. And I actually spend a lot less money because, for one, I'm not making any payments, and two, every time I go to spend something, I'm thinking in my head, okay, this is my hard-earned money, you know, do I really need this? So I actually transition everything. I don't buy like impulsively anymore. I don't buy like wants, I just buy stuff that I need. You know, I don't, look at my walls, guys. I have literally nothing on my walls. The only stuff, this I use for filming videos, that was like 50 bucks. I have books here. A lot of these I've got for free or like very cheap. You know, I have all the basic stuff. The only thing that, this jacket here costed me like $400. It's designer. But I didn't have a jacket, and that was probably not a great idea, but actually it was like 450 bucks. But sorry, that was like very contradicting. But yeah, but I'm actually allergic to polyester, so that is 100% cashmere. It's really comfy. I'm gonna keep that forever. So, but yeah, basically I do everything cash now, and I really, oh yeah, I was gonna say, you don't need a credit score. You don't need a credit score to buy a car, you don't even need one to buy a house. That's the biggest one. Usually it's like, oh, you're not gonna, how are you ever gonna buy a house? Because there is a way to get a mortgage on your house without any credit at all. It's called a manually underwritten loan. Manually underwritten loan. You can look that up, and they give you a credit, they give you a mortgage, low interest rate, same low interest rate, and all you have to do is you have to show your proof of income, and that's what they do. It's called manually underwritten loan. Yeah, I know this is a lot. I will probably try to go more into depth in this later on. I don't know if you guys like this type of video at all, but that's just my belief, financial belief on driving for Uber and Lyft, living cash only, no credit, no debt, nothing at all, no payments, and that's how I plan to build my financial wealth. So let me know down below what you guys think, and we can get through it together. All right, you guys are great. Again, if you're interested in signing up to be a driver and you want to get your bonus, use the links in the description. Or if you already signed up and forgot to use a code, there's still a way to get your retroactive bonus. To basically, it applies my code to your account, even though you already signed up. Uber says, all right, hey, you know, we recognize you actually signed up without a bonus. Here's your bonus now for signing up. So the instructions down below will be in there. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. I will talk to you all soon. All right, bye guys.